In every family and every community, there are quiet heroes. We call them caregivers. They are the ones who hold everything together when life becomes fragile. They are the daughters who manage their mother's medications. They are the husbands who help their wives get dressed each morning. They are the parents who navigate the complex world of a child's chronic illness. Their work is not just a list of tasks. It is a constant act of love and deep responsibility. They are the steady hands, the calm voices, and the watchful eyes that make life possible for someone else. Their presence is a promise that you are not alone in your struggle. The role of a caregiver is often invisible, woven into the fabric of daily life. It doesn't come with a job title or a salary. It simply becomes part of who they are. They are the ones who remember doctor's appointments. They are the ones who know which foods are safe to eat. They are the ones who stay awake through the long nights, listening for any sound of distress. This work demands incredible strength, not just physically, but emotionally. It requires patience when things are difficult. It requires hope when the future seems uncertain. A caregiver is a pillar, providing support so that someone they love can live with dignity. Their importance cannot be overstated. Society depends on these individuals. They are the backbone of our healthcare system, providing care that institutions cannot. They fill the gaps with their time, their energy, and their hearts. Without them, our loved ones would face their greatest challenges alone. The caregiver's work is a profound expression of our shared humanity. It is a testament to our ability to care for one another in times of need. They are the silent partners in healing and comfort, the anchors in the storm of illness and old age. Their commitment ensures that life, even when difficult, can still be meaningful. But this role comes at a cost, one we rarely talk about. The caregiver often puts their own needs last. Their own health, their own dreams, their own moments of rest are sacrificed. They become so focused on the person they are caring for that they forget to care for themselves. They are running a marathon with no finish line in sight, and they often run it alone. We see the person being cared for, but we must also learn to see the person who is doing the caring. We must recognize the immense weight they carry on their shoulders every single day and understand the silent toll it takes. What happens when the caregiver, the pillar of strength, suddenly falls ill? What happens when the person who provides all the support is the one who needs it? This is a moment of profound crisis. It is a quiet emergency that unfolds behind closed doors. The caregiver might wake up one morning with a high fever, or they might get a diagnosis that changes their own life forever. Suddenly, the entire system of care they have built begins to tremble. The person who has always been the doer can no longer do. The one who has always been the giver can no longer give in the same way. The practical challenges are immediate and overwhelming. Who will pick up the prescriptions now? Who will make the meals? Who will help with the morning routine? The carefully managed schedule falls apart. The caregiver's illness creates a vacuum, and the silence that fills it is filled with worry. They lie in bed, not just feeling the pain of their own sickness, but also feeling the weight of the duties they cannot perform. Every task left undone is a source of anxiety. The simple act of resting becomes a battle against a sense of failure, a feeling that they are letting their loved one down in their greatest time of need. The emotional challenges are just as difficult, if not more so. The caregiver is used to being in control. Now they feel powerless. They feel a deep sense of guilt for getting sick. They feel afraid of what will happen to the person who depends on them. There is sadness too, a grief for their own lost strength and independence. They have spent so long being strong for someone else that they have forgotten how to be vulnerable. Asking for help feels like admitting defeat. It feels like a burden they are placing on others, which is the very thing they have always tried to prevent. This experience can be incredibly isolating. The caregiver may try to hide how bad they feel. They might say, "I'm fine," when they are not. They fear that if they show weakness, the entire world they have built for their loved one will collapse. A daughter caring for her father with dementia might get the flu. She worries that if she asks for help, her siblings will think she can no longer handle the responsibility, so she pushes through, making her own illness worse. This silent struggle, this private battle, is one of the heaviest burdens a caregiver can face. It is a loneliness that comes from being the one everyone else relies on. When a caregiver needs care, it is a call to action for all of us. It is an opportunity for friends, family, and the community to step in. We must show them that they are not alone. The support we offer does not need to be complicated. It often starts with simple, practical acts of kindness. We can offer to pick up groceries or run errands. We can bring over a prepared meal so they don't have to worry about cooking. We can offer to sit with their loved one for a few hours, giving the caregiver a chance to rest or go to their own doctor's appointment. These small gestures can make a world of difference. It is also crucial to offer emotional support. We need to listen without judgment. We should ask, "How are you doing?" and truly mean it. We must create a safe space where the caregiver can be honest about their fears and frustrations. They need to know that it is okay to feel sad, angry, or overwhelmed. We can remind them that their feelings are valid. We can tell them that needing help is not a sign of failure, but a sign of being human. A simple phone call to check in, a text message of encouragement, can be a lifeline in a moment of deep isolation and stress. The wider community has a role to play as well. Local organizations, faith groups, and support networks can provide crucial resources. They can offer respite care, which gives caregivers a much-needed break. They can provide counseling services tailored to the unique pressures that caregivers face. They can organize volunteers to help with transportation or light housework. Building these community systems of support is essential. It creates a safety net, ensuring that when a caregiver stumbles, there are hands ready to catch them. We are all connected and we have a shared responsibility to care for one another. We must also be proactive in our support. Many caregivers will not ask for help. They are conditioned to be self-reliant. Therefore, we should not wait to be asked. Instead of saying, "Let me know if you need anything," we can make specific offers. We can say, "I am going to the store on Tuesday. What can I get for you?" Or, "I have a free afternoon on Friday. I would love to come over and help out." This direct approach removes the burden from the caregiver. It shows them that we see their struggle and that we are truly ready and willing to share the load. In the end, the most important lesson is this: asking for help is an act of strength, not weakness. It is an act of courage. It takes incredible bravery to admit that you cannot do it all alone. It shows a deep commitment to the well-being of the person you are caring for. By accepting help, you are ensuring that they continue to receive the best possible care, even when you are not at your best. Surrendering the need to be the sole provider is not giving up. It is, in fact, a powerful way to continue giving. It is an acknowledgement that care is a shared responsibility, a task for a village. Caregivers must also learn to practice self-care as a discipline. This is not selfish, it is essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Self-care can be simple things. It can be taking 10 minutes to sit outside and drink a cup of tea. It can be listening to music you love. It can be making sure you get enough sleep. It can be protecting 1 hour a week to do something just for yourself. These small acts of renewal are not luxuries. They are vital for sustaining the energy, patience, and compassion needed for the long journey of caregiving. They are investments in your own health and resilience. Hope can be found in this new understanding. When a caregiver learns to accept support, they open the door to a more sustainable way of living. They discover that they are part of a larger circle of care. They see that their community is there for them, just as they have been there for their loved one. This realization can transform the experience of caregiving from a lonely burden into a shared journey. It allows for moments of rest and recovery, which in turn allows for a deeper and more lasting compassion. The caregiver is still a pillar, but they are no longer standing alone. They are supported by other pillars around them. The journey of a caregiver is one of profound love and sacrifice. When they themselves need care, it is a sacred moment. It is a time for us to give back to those who have given so much. It is a time for them to learn the grace of receiving. By building systems of support and encouraging caregivers to embrace help, we honor their work. We affirm their humanity, and we ensure that the vital act of caring for one another can continue, sustained by the strength of not one person, but of many. This is how we care for the caregiver, and in doing so, we strengthen the bonds of our entire community.